Welcome to Andover Norton. Now, one of the questions we get asked on a regular basis is what improvements can I make to my Norton Commando? This normally comes from owners that have just picked up a Norton Commando as their first Norton Commando, or they're new to the classic scene coming from another make or mark. There are some things that you can actually fit that will improve a Norton Commando and make it more reliable. Now, these are things that are not going to make it go faster. Leave that to a totally different mindset of the Norton owners world. But this is just the simple stuff that you can do to a Norton Commando to make it more reliable on the road, more enjoyable to ride. Now, we'll start across on this side. The electric side is normally a place for improvement. This is the MOSFET Tri-Spark Rectifier regulator. Good bit of kit. It has three-phase capability, but you can use it on a single-phase alternator just by using any of the two yellow wires. Good bit of kit, and it gives a good voltage at just tick over as well. And it comes with the instructions. With that also comes the Tri-Spark ignition kit. I prefer these. Now, some people struggle to set these up over the pay zone, but realistically, if you can set an old boiler up or something like that, you're not going to have any problem setting one of these up at all. There's only 3 wires to connect up, so it's just a case of getting it in the right place, which is the task that some people find a little bit tricky, but good bit of kit. The other thing as well, if you're on a Norton Commando that's not a Mark III, a pre-75 Mark III Norton Commando, then this piece here is the foot brake safety spring. Now, I'd like to say that the rear cable on the Norton Commando on the pre-Mark III, for it to break is pretty rare. I think in 30 odd years I've only ever known one to go. But what this will actually do is stop the actual long brake lever digging down into the tarmac and spitting you off the bike. If you've got this fitted, what it'll do, it'll just hold the actual lever and prevent it from dropping onto the road surface. Always worth fitting one of those. The other thing you can do is improve your front brake. Now, if you've got the hydraulic disc brake, then go down to a 13mm master cylinder. These are castings that we get cast, hipped, heat treated, machined, hard anodized, and we sell these as replacements for the standard one, which is roughly, I think it's 5/8. So going down to 13mm makes a big difference. Now with this you can use a braided hose. We don't stock braided hoses, and I wish we did. However, that's not my decision. Now, the braided hose, if you're going to fit one, make sure it comes with a heat shrink down the length. Most of them do these days, as that'll stop it chafing through anything where it meets on the way down through the actual yokes, or your triple trees as you call them, depending on what part of the world you are. But 13mm master cylinder, good bit of kit to fit, and it's not going to perform miracles, but it's certainly going to improve your braking. Still won't be up to modern Japanese standards. The other part of the bike that can be improved is your warning light. Every week we get queries about warning lights. Now, the modern rectifier regulators from Tri-Spark, and we believe the actual Podtronics does it as well, they've got a capacitor in there, and when we sent them away to test, they were holding voltage on the output. Now, we believe that holding on voltage on the original system keeps the warning light, charge warning light on in the headlamp shell. Now, it's an old agricultural way of doing stuff, because all the old system does is tell you that your alternator's putting out AC. It doesn't tell you anything else really. So a battery status monitor or charge warning light, modern version, is far better. It does away with the warning light simulator. Again, they come with the instructions and a little bezel so you can mount them in the headlamp shell. This is a 2-meter lead version, and it fits 12-volt vehicles with a battery and certain other vehicles as well. You can see on the instructions what it will go on. Good bit of kit, and that actually measures your DC and tells you what your DC is actually doing. Worthwhile investment, as it's pretty accurate compared to the old system, which just tells you your alternator's output in AC. Now, once you've got the electric sorted, you need to see where you're going. And it might surprise some Norton owners out there, but some of them do ride at night. I know many that refuse to ride at night. Don't know why. You're missing a nice warm evening out. You can stay to the very end and ride back in the dark. Headlamp bulb. These are LED versions. This is just one version of many that are out there. But they give you a far better beam pattern onto the road ahead of the bike. And they also give a nice crisp white light as well. Some are better than others, and some give slightly different beam patterns than others. Most people fit them and say it's an improvement. Some people don't like the actual pattern being cast on the road, and then they change it for another type to give them a better pattern. Now, in the UK, you can fit one of these in a headlamp of any motorcycle you wish. Because in the MOT testing regulations, it says light source. You can fit an LED as a light source. If you think about doing it in your car and change the old H4 bulbs to LED, it will be an MOT failure, but it's not on a motorcycle. Now, the other thing you can do is when you get towards the end of your spend and you've bought all this lot on the table plus some numerous other bits, you can actually think about getting some more modern carburetors. Now, one thing I've noticed over the years is that the Concentric, when it was fitted to the early bikes, was probably a pretty good carb. By the time it got to 1975, I have a suspicion these were being made on machinery that was beyond worn out. Some of these carburetors were most probably shot when they were put on the bikes new by 1974, 1975. Now, the rights to Amal have changed hands numerous times, and it now belongs in the hands of Berlin, who make these lovely aluminium concentric carbs. They used to be like a Mazak type metal. I've got Premiers, but I've got the heavier type. These weigh about a third of the weight of the old Mazak type metal Premier carburetors. Very good. Some people struggle to set them up. Some people get them set up straight away. Fantastic. Some people struggle a little bit with getting these set up. But in general, a big improvement to be had with these. If you ride in the colder climes and you've just fitted these, don't be surprised if it's a cold day down around 0, these will freeze. Don't panic. Just leave your hand on the throttle. Let the bike do its thing, and what you'll find is they will come unfrozen. Not a problem, just don't panic about it. Not really much you can do other than pull the clutch in, because they're actually stuck. If you just leave it, they'll sort themselves out. Now, for those of you that haven't got a disc brake on the front, there's a stiffening kit that we do. I'm not going to unwrap the packet, but there's a photograph there, and we'll get close-ups of all this at the end. I've never tried it because I've ridden the disc bike Commando more than the actual drum brake. People say to me that when they fit the twin lead and shoe stiffening kit, it makes a big difference to the actual drum brake model. How much of a difference I don't know, but they must be popular because we sell loads of these kits and people always come back saying, yep, it's an improvement. How much of an improvement? I don't know, but if it's helping, then it's got to be worth fitting. Dead easy to do, and it comes with all the parts and the instructions in there as well. Of course, what you can see here on the table is it's not an exhaustive list of what you can fit. There's most probably other stuff as well. Now, that's entirely up to yourselves how far you want to go. Whether you want to just ride your Norton Commando for the first summer and then think right through the autumn I'm going to add these parts, and then maybe the following year go down the more expensive route of changing the carburetors. You might be at a point at that time of your Norton Commando ownership where you'd be glad to change some of these. Any other queries, or you're not sure or anything, feel free to get in touch, and we'll try and answer any questions you may have. Thank you very much.